Counselors of East Alabama have helped my family tremendously. They've been there from the beginning. They were there for every court hearing that we've had. The night of my assault, my car was stolen and wrecked, and they helped me find someone to completely fix my car for free, which helped my family.
The Rape Counselors of East Alabama are a very, very important organization in our community. It is all about support. Without critical support for victims of these types of offenses, we simply could not be successful at our job, and the community would be less of a place without caring individuals that are really concerned about the plight of victims of these type of crimes. And we are in full support in the law enforcement community. The Sheriff's Office, the police departments here in East Alabama are in very, very high support of our Rape Counselors of East Alabama to ensure that the victims are, their needs are seen to in regard to every operation and everything that they have to face when a crime occurs.
Well, the Rape Counseling Center helps with the patients coming in because most patients come in alone. They're very scared. They don't know what to expect. And rape counselors provide that comfort level for them.
Rape Counselors of East Alabama have really been my rock. After this happened, I didn't know where to go or where to turn to. And when Vicki called me, I really didn't know about Rape Counselors of East Alabama until Vicki called me the day after. She was able to point me in the direction of, she was kind of our go-between with the police department and the hearings and how to handle what had happened. How best to react or act with my daughter, what to say, what not to say. She just really, Rape Counselors just, and I refer to Vicki in general because she was the one who's been there. During this crime, the car was stolen, so a 19-year-old being without a car is really bad, and having to depend on parents for transportation and everything when she was used to being independent. She was able to find someone to actually get the car fixed for free, and it was $4,000 worth of work that was done for free for us, and we, at that time, we could not have done it financially. We could not have done it. She was here for us through the hearings. Every hearing we have had, she met us here. If it had not been for Vicki, I do not know how I would have gotten through this.
I found out about RCA through a friend. I'd actually contacted them the night of my incident, and the next day we met and we talked, and they told me about RCA, and I really didn't know that this existed. I thought that it was just like a center, and everybody was gonna know like what happened, and it was just gonna kind of put everything out there. But it turned out to be a very supportive thing. We met a couple days after the initial meeting, and I got to talk with the police, and my advocate was there, and that really helped because I was really nervous, and at first I didn't want to do it, but it helps to have someone that can kind of help you through the process so that you're less afraid of what might happen by speaking up. And then over time, it's been a little over 6 months. It has turned into more of a relationship. I know that like she's always going to be there, and that it goes beyond my case or just that it's something that I've had to deal with. It doesn't go away. I think that's what RCA brings is like they don't just like throw you to the side after it's all over. It really becomes like almost like a tight-knit family because you know that you always have at least one person in your corner. And that's important as a survivor to kind of get yourself back by knowing that you have people that support you.
Your community. So recently I worked very closely with one of the counselors from the RCA on an inpatient that we had that needed a lot of help. And it was amazing, though I was in and out. The counselor that I worked here was here almost 24/7 for several days in a row, in and out, giving support to the patient, offering to help her when she needed to leave and travel and bringing her things, and just being around to offer her emotional support in the midst of some medical issues.
If rape counselors of East Alabama hadn't been there, I would have felt completely alone and felt like I was doing all of this by myself. They've really let us have a sense of relief by me coming back to live in Auburn for myself and my parents. I feel safer, and I know my parents feel safe by me being here. They're not as worried with me being able to call Vicki for whatever I need.
Their roles are things like holding hands, getting warm blankets, and even to the point that they provide clothing for the victims. When we do a kit, we have to collect all their clothing, and so for a girl to have just lost all of their things, they already feel vulnerable, and so rape counselors provide clothing for them to wear so that when they walk out of the emergency room, it's not quite as embarrassing as if they had to be in some paper scrubs that the hospital provides.
I'm really here for them to let them know that they do have me, that they always know that they can call back and request Kelsey. They know that we have different resources, we have other counseling services, and they always pretty much know that no matter where they are, they can always call back, and we're always going to be there for them, and we're always going to do whatever they need.
I think that they should win because even though Auburn is a great place to live, rape is a real thing that happens, and it can happen anywhere. They're here 24 hours a day to help anyone.
I think it'd be so important for them to win because it would really allow them to provide more resources to these girls. I think it's a really under-resourced area, and I think they do such an amazing job here in the community.
Rape Counselors of East Alabama would like to take this opportunity to thank Max Federal Credit Union for allowing us to participate in the Max Gives contest. It was just such an honor to even be nominated by our community, to know that people recognize our services and the impact that we make in Lee County.